What's good, YouTube, man? It is your boy Sinners Dudes, man, and we are back again with another reaction. Now, before I jump into this, bro, I just want to say, make sure like, subscribe, turn on the bell, man. I don't want to waste too much time, man. I just want to jump straight into the video, and that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, without further ado, I'm just gonna jump straight into the video. We watching Inside the Mind of Jeffrey Dahmer, serial killer's chilling jailhouse interview. Let's get it.
Desensitize myself to it.
All right. Hold on, let me fix my shit. We good.
I don't know. I went to great lengths.
He is pure evil, but you'd never know it by looking at him. But when you hear him, that's another story. His killing field was Milwaukee, and he got away with murder for more than a decade. But how did any of this happen? For the first time ever, Nancy Glass is here. Jeffrey Dahmer.
Bill, when I sat down opposite Jeffrey Dahmer for this interview, I wondered what he would tell me, how hard it would be to get him to discuss his horrific crimes. What I found was that he was very forthcoming. He volunteered details that may be difficult to hear. I began by asking what he wanted from the men he picked up.
I had these obsessive desires and thoughts wanting to control them, to, I don't know how to put it, possess them permanently.
And that's why you killed him.
Right. Not because...
Like, you see, like, the reason he did that is so, like, he not alone. Like, he don't want nobody to leave him. That's why he did that shit. Like, that's why he killed his victims. And okay, I understand now. Damn, bro. Also, if y'all didn't watch the series on Netflix, bro, y'all watch that. But y'all got a weak stomach, don't watch that shit. I'm telling y'all, don't watch it.
Because I was angry with them, not because I hated them, but because I wanted to keep them with me. And as my obsession grew, I was saving body parts such as skulls and skeletons.
Jeffrey Dahmer is recalling his monstrous past. Almost 2 years ago, in this little apartment in Milwaukee, police discovered the grisly remnants of one of the most horrible sprees in American history. Jeffrey Dahmer, an unassuming chocolate factory worker, would eventually confess that he had seduced...
Bro, I wouldn't trust this man working at a pet store, yo. What? Bro, I wouldn't even trust a man like this, respectfully, bro. Like, at a chocolate factory, bro. You don't know what he put in that fucking chocolate, bro.
Murdered and dismembered 17 young men. He even ate some of his victims' body parts. He instantly became the center of worldwide media attention.
That's nasty, bro.
Unmasked. There were protests and press conferences in Milwaukee as people tried to understand how this could have happened in their midst. How did Jeffrey Dahmer get away with murder after murder for 13 years?
13 years, yo. Wow.
A hardworking middle-class family turn into the worst kind of monster imaginable. In this exclusive interview, we put those questions to Jeffrey Dahmer himself. We met with him at the maximum security prison where he is serving his sentence of 999 years. For the first time, he talks about his crimes and gives us a chilling look inside the mind of a serial killer.
900 years, but that judge don't like his ass. Nah, don't either.
When you depersonalize another person and view them as just an object for pleasure instead of a living, breathing human being.
Okay, alright, bro. So he just wanted... He only wanted to be with his victims because, like, he wasn't right in the head. Like, okay, it was really all about control for real. Like, he just wanted to have them under his command. Like, he didn't really want them, bro. Like, he just, I don't know. He was a controller and manipulator. Let me turn this up real quick. There you go.
Do things you shouldn't do.
The reason why Jeffrey Dahmer
He knew what he was doing.
with his crimes was because of just what you are seeing here. Jeffrey Dahmer is intelligent and articulate. That is what makes him so frightening. But if you listen carefully to his words throughout this interview, you realize it is
Bro,
a
turn that
big
down, bro.
disguise.
Alright.
You do sound, though, like the kind of person who could have said to himself, "This is wrong. I must."
He knew it was wrong. He knew it was wrong.
I always knew that it was wrong, but
The fuck? I just said that shit.
after the first killing was not planned. I was coming back from the shopping mall back in '78. I had fantasies about picking up a hitchhiker and taking him back to the house. And
That was from the movie and the series. They got the movie and the series on Dahmer too. The on Netflix. They got the series with him and the movie. It's who plays? Oh, Ross Lynch. He plays Dahmer in the movie the 2017 one, bro. Y'all check that out if y'all ain't watched that movie, bro. But
having complete control and dominance over him.
The hitchhiker's name was Stephen Hicks. He was just 18. Jeffrey Dahmer took him to his parents' house. There he strangled him with a barbell. He dismembered the body and hid it in a drain pipe. It was Jeffrey Dahmer who gave those details to the police in his confession.
No one had a clue as to what was happening for over a decade.
During that time, Jeffrey Dahmer joined the army and was sent to Germany. He was eventually discharged for a drinking problem and returned to Ohio. 9 years after Stephen Hicks' murder, the killing began again.
What happened to you in the 9 years in between that you were able to stop? That you were able to control yourself?
Just wasn't an opportunity to fully express what I wanted to do. There was just not the physical opportunity to do it then. And I started, when I moved to Milwaukee in '81, I started reading pornography, going to the bookstores. Eventually that led to frequenting the gay bars, and then
that's where you guys victims
one
from.
time I brought this young man back to the hotel room, the Ambassador Hotel. Was just planning on drugging him and spending the night with him.
Damn,
I had no
yo.
intention of hurting him. When I woke up in the morning, he had a broken rib here. Was heavily bruised. Apparently I had beaten him to death with my fists.
And you have no memory?
I have no memory of it. But that's what started the whole spree all over again.
Dahmer says he snuck the corpse of his victims.
Wait, so he stopped killing and then 9 years later he went back to doing it again? What? So he lay low off of killing for 9 years and he did it again. Okay. And then, yeah, that's crazy.
Stephen Toomey out of his hotel room in a suitcase. Then he took it to his grandmother's house, where he cut up the body and put it in plastic garbage bags.
When you did this note, afterwards, were you repulsed? Were you upset?
No, at the time, it was almost addictive. It was almost
He had an urge.
surge of energy.
He had an urge to keep killing again.
Didn't have to worry about any of their needs or anything. I just had complete control of the situation.
But Jeffrey Dahmer was out of control. The urge to kill had overpowered him. As police later learned, he wasn't satisfied with his victim's death. He wanted more.
Why did you photograph them?
It was my way of remembering their appearance, their physical beauty. I also wanted to keep something. If I couldn't keep them there with me whole, at least I felt that I could keep their skeletons.
This man is sick, boy.
I went so far as planning on setting up an altar with the 10 different skulls and skeletons.
And what was the purpose?
So, basically he was gonna do like a little ritual with the skulls. Like, if I'm mistaken, bro, man, bro, I can't imagine what these families have to just like endure for real. Like the families, like what they going through and shit. Like, damn. That's why you don't go to no strangers is getting no car with no strangers. But this was back in the 90s and 80s and stuff. So like pretty much like you were able to trust anybody if you think about it. Like, I don't know, cause like yo, it's just wicked how like he got away with all of this by control, which obviously he had over them. Mm.
This of the altar going to be?
As a sort of memorial, a point where I could, I don't know, it's so bizarre and strange, it's hard to describe. A place where I could collect my thoughts and feed my obsession.
When the bodies were still in your apartment, there was no time when you would see them and say, this is grotesque, what have I done?
There were times, but a compulsive obsession with doing what I was doing overpowered any feelings of revulsion.
This man, with a quiet, almost shy demeanor, became a master manipulator who was able to lure strangers.
Master manipulator. So he might be a psychopath. Not a sociopath, he's a psychopath. This man. Cause like y'all know psychopaths don't care about nobody. And y'all heard what the narrator just said, like he's a master like manipulator. Like he will gain like somebody trust and then like use them afterwards. Like that's how that's what he do. Like, and then a sociopath would care, but like he's worse than a socio. He's pretty much a psycho. If like just look up the definition, like you gonna tell the difference between a psycho and a socio, bro. It's just like Dahmer is a psychopath, yo. Which they could be way more dangerous though. They dangerous. Like anybody who's a psychopath could be dangerous as hell, but I know Dahmer is.
He met at gay bars to his apartment. He was even able to con the police into returning a 14-year-old boy to him after neighbors called 911 upset that the child was in the street naked and bleeding. Dahmer convinced the police that he and the boy were simply having a lover's quarrel.
He said it was his boy, right, bro, right here, bro. It said that he told the police that it was his boyfriend. Like, Buddy was in his underwear, like he was like, cause this was when Dahmer had drilled his head in, and that dude was like he stumbled, like he ran out the crib like intoxicated, and then that's when like the police saw him, the intoxicated 14-year-old, and then that's when Dahmer said that was his boyfriend. Like, damn, bro. Cause like I think Dahmer drugged him too. That's man, this man, yo.
The intoxicated boyfriend of another boyfriend.
How old was this child?
He wasn't a child, he was an adult.
Bro, how could you look at that man and just say he an adult? Like, bro, what are y'all, bro? You just, bro, they should be fired on the spot. Like, how could you look at that kid and just tell he an adult? Like, you ain't even have him pull up no ID or nothing. Bro, I swear, man, police back then, I don't know what y'all was on.
Police left. Jeffrey Dahmer murdered that boy. Conorak synthosyphone. This man says he had a near-fatal encounter with Jeffrey Dahmer.
He wanted to take some pictures of my back. He hit me with a rubber hammer on my neck.
He was lucky to escape because by then the killing had become almost routine.
Before you went out to pick up the man, was there any kind of ritual you went through?
I go to the nightclubs, drink, watch the striptease shows, and if I didn't meet anyone at the bars, I'd go to the bath clubs and meet someone there, offer them money, and we'd go back to the apartment, have a few drinks. I'd have the sleeping pill mixture already prepared. Person would drink it, fall asleep, and that's when they would be strangled.
Watching the movie Exorcist 3 was also part of his ritual. It put him in the mood for murder.
I felt so hopelessly evil and perverted that I actually derived a sort of pleasure from watching that tape.
Bruh, he knew. Bruh, he knew what he was doing was wrong, but he just don't want to. Bro, there's like really something wrong with him for real. Like, he had an obsession with human body parts. He would dissect them, have skulls.
Did you like feeling evil?
No, I didn't. But
You were
I
evil.
tried to overcome the thoughts, and it worked for a while, but eventually I gave in.
While Jeffrey Dahmer may say things today that make it seem like he understands what went on in his mind,
He knew what he was
does not.
doing.
All he can do is tell you what happened, but he cannot stop whatever it is that drove him to kill in the first place.
Do you still feel...
It was the
same
animals.
urges? Do you still feel that compulsion?
I'm just guessing.
I wish I could say that it just left completely, but no, there are times when I still do have the old compulsions.
Jeffrey Dahmer says as time went on, his mind became more and more warped, and yet he was clever enough to continue to elude police and lure young men to his apartment. We should warn you, the details are very graphic.
I started having these obsessive thoughts when I was about 15 and 16, and they got worse and worse.
What were your fantasies about?
They were sexual fantasies of control, power, complete dominance. They became reality.
Just like the series.
Fantasy?
There was excitement, fear, pleasure, all mixed together.
Jeffrey Dahmer fulfilled his fantasies by murdering and dismembering 17 young men. In time,
fuck?
his desires became more extreme, his deeds more grotesque. Listen to him talk about the most unnatural things in the most matter-of-fact of ways. That's when you realize that none of it has touched him.
I was branching out. That's when the cannibalism started, eating of the heart and the arm muscle. It was a way of making me feel that they were a part of me. At first it was just curiosity, and then it became compulsive. Then I tried to keep the person alive by inducing a zombie-like state. By injecting first dilute acid solution into their brain or hot water, and it never did completely work.
Could someone like you be stopped? Could you be helped?
No, I was dead set on going with this compulsion. It was the only thing that gave me any satisfaction.
He became so warped by his evil impulses that he even took a victim's head with him to work at the Ambrosia chocolate factory.
I kept
What?
the mummified head and skull
Bro,
of
what
the
type of
victims
shit?
in a carrying case in my locker at work.
Were you almost flaunting it?
Yes, but that's how strong the compulsion was. That's how bizarre the desire was. I wanted to keep something of the person with me.
Jeffrey Dahmer exhibited some disturbing behavior early on. He began drinking heavily as a teenager, dropped out of college, was arrested for indecent exposure, disorderly conduct, and fondling a 13-year-old boy. Tragically, one of his murder victims would be that boy's brother.
Do you know what started it? Is there any kind of incident that you can remember?
To this day, I don't know what started it. And the person to blame is sitting right across from you. That's the only person. Not parents, not society, not pornography. I mean, those are just excuses.
His macabre 13-year crime spree finally ended when this man, Tracy Edwards, brought the police to the infamous apartment. Like the others, he had gone there with the promise of money.
He was listening to my heart because at a point he told me he was gonna eat my heart at that point. I hit him
Ugh.
and I ran.
What was the turning point for you?
Bro, what's up
You
with man?
suddenly realized that you had done something terribly wrong, something you should be sorry for.
It was the night of the arrest. I have no memory of what happened during the 6 hours before the last victim ran out of the apartment. I heard a knock on the door, and the police were there with the last victim. They asked me where the key was to the handcuffs. My mind was in a haze. I sort of pointed to the bedroom, and that's where they found the pictures. And they yelled, "Cuff him." And I was handcuffed, and it was just the realization that there was no point in trying to hide my actions anymore. The best
Just
route was
face
to
that shit, man.
help the police identify all the victims and just make a complete confession.
When it was revealed that most of the victims were black or homosexual, people in Milwaukee were incensed. Many felt that was why he went after them and why the police didn't seem to care when their families
They never
reported
cared. They're
missing.
just
10 of your 17 victims were black. Were they racially motivated
It was
crimes?
not racially motivated. It was not sexual preference. It was just to find an obsession with the best-looking young man I could find.
While you just heard him say that his sexual preference had nothing to do with the killings,
No.
he has not come to terms with his homosexuality.
Never understood it. There was no use trying to fight it because I couldn't rid myself of it. It was too powerful and persistent.
Do you dislike it?
Yes, it's caused a lot of problems.
for you and the victims.
A lot of conflicts and unanswered questions.
The conflicts remain with him, and so do his compulsions. But in prison, he finally cannot act on his savage desires.
If you were out on the street now, would you still be committing the crimes?
Probably. If this hadn't happened, there's no doubt I probably would be. I can't think of anything that would have stopped me.
This man is crazy, bro. Bro, my condolences go by to the families, bro. To this day, even, bro. They don't have to go through that. Like, look, so hold on. All right, that's my text on my phone. Okay, bro. Like, it's like when y'all leave the crib, man. Like y'all gotta like look at people carefully, bro. Like, I'm not trying to like make y'all paranoid or like second guess or whatever. Like, nah, like, bro. Make sure like y'all watching y'all surroundings, bro. Cause like people like Dahmer, they could look normal, but then they out here taking people out, bro. Like anything can happen to anybody, but dang, bro. Like, I feel for these families, man. Like, I don't know, man. And I think he died in prison. And what year? It was like 94, right? I think it was 94. Hold on, let me look real quick. Before I end the video off, hold on. 94. Wait, hold on. Wait, Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey. Here he is. Oh shit, my phone. No, it's the wrong. Bro, the hell. Here it is, American serial killer. Yeah, November 28th, 2019. Bro, November 28th, 1994. In Columbia, Ohio. Columbia Correctional Institution, Portage. Oh, that's in Wisconsin. I'm freaking stupid. Yeah, it's in Wisconsin. That's. So 15. So 25 times 15 is. Hold on, wait. So he was doing 900 years. Damn, that's how many life sentences they said. How many life sentences, bro? They like I just saw. Hold on. Shit, his life sentences. Yeah, man. I'm not about to look at all that, but man, all right, man. That's gonna be the end of the video, man. If y'all liked it, man, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, turn on that bell, man, and I'm out, man. Peace.